All right, ladies and gentlemen. For the next batch of articles, we got some real sad news. Devastating. Some are saying today, August 20th, and by some, me, August 20th, 2025, for broke ass, bitch ass, unemployed, 3 baby mama ass niggas, this is gonna be one of the worst days of their life. Some are saying this is the PS4 nigga 9/11. They're saying this is a moment in history where they don't know if we're coming back as a society. The price of the PS5 is going up. And before we talk about it, friendly reminder, I'm giving away an Alienware gaming laptop. And if you want to enter the giveaway, get into PC gaming, ! giveaway in the chat. Join the giveaway. If you're watching on Hokage Highlights, the link will be in the description box below. Now let's get back to today's devastating news. This morning I woke up at 8 a.m., wiped the crud out of my eyes, walked to the toilet, and took one of the biggest shits I've ever taken. I wiped my ass, washed my hands, then I washed my face and brushed my teeth. And suddenly my phone went off. I got an alert from the group chat. A nigga felt like Kim Possible, I'm not gonna lie. I said, what's going on? What's going on? It's only like 8:15. I just woke up. I'm confused, I'm still dazed. My brain is not fully awake. I checked the group chat and the link hit the group chat like a bomb. My niggas in the group chat said, this is the PS4 Pearl Harbor. The price of the base PS5 and the PS5 Pro is going up starting tomorrow, August 21st, 2025. The PS5 will be $550. The digital is going to $500. And the PS5 Pro is going to $750. You add tax, that's $800. And this is devastating news for the PS4 niggas because every PS4 nigga on earth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, claimed they was just about to get the PS5. Or the P5 as they like to call it. First they said they couldn't get a PlayStation 5 because the scalpers and COVID, there was a shortage. And I'm gonna be honest, that's fair. That's one I will give you, that's fair. But guys, COVID happened in 2020. We're almost in 2026. Since then, the economy, since then, that shot came out. COVID has been curved. People went back to the workforce. And by people, I mean everybody but PS4 niggas. Because you didn't get a PS5. We know you're unemployed. People went back to the workforce. The economy slowly but surely did start to recover. And then you guys elected that orange Cheeto in chief, and this nigga's been tanking shit ever since because he's completely ego driven and a fucking idiot. They said, TBH, stop talking about the fucking politics, man. We don't want to hear this shit. I love living in ignorance. I love spending thousands of dollars on NBA 2K. Thousands of dollars that I could have spent on a P5, but I spent it on my 20 PS4 builds and 2K every year on the boat. Stop talking about this. I said, hey guys, the tariffs are coming, the tariffs are coming, the tariffs are coming. Matter of fact, where that shit at? I was looking like the Paul Revere of tariffs. I said, nigga, the tariffs are coming, the tariffs are coming. I was on the horse, warning everybody, that bitches is coming. And niggas told me to shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that shit. Get on the T Grizzly server. This shit don't affect me. Matter of fact, nothing affects me because I live a willfully ignorant life where the only thing I care about is NBA 2K, double tapping booty pictures on Instagram, and smoking .5s. Here we are. The tariffs are here. They were pushed back. That's why it didn't seem like things were changing that much. They got pushed back and back and back again. Mainly because your president, he's not mine, thought he could bully other nations into getting better deals. Instead of trying to come up with something diplomatic that's mutually beneficial, this dumbass nigga said we're gonna be hard on everybody, and now the whole world hates us. So he pushed back the tariffs month after month because he didn't really know what the fuck he was doing, and as of August, them bitches gonna start kicking in. And it's starting with your P5 and everything, because it ain't gonna just be the P5. Everything about to get more expensive. But let's see what the official PlayStation blog got to say. Why is this shit loading like this? What the fuck? Hey, hold up. Let me put it in another web browser. Okay, Sony's vice president goes on to say in their official blog post, similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment. Translation, that's corporate talk for your president of the United States, who I'm 99% sure is a fucking pedophile, who hangs out with the Roblox CEO. We know, we saw you, he was at the inauguration. Release the files, fuck nigga. He's to blame. And as a result, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price for the base PS5 consoles in the United States starting August 21st. The updated recommended retail price. What? What? The tweet said that's what the price is. No, the blog says the updated recommended retail price, meaning this is not a guaranteed price point, guys. If there's a mom and pop shop that you go to, because the corporations will be okay. Walmart, we don't shop at Target, fuck nigga. That's why the CEO getting fired. But if you go to Walmart, Costco, it's going to $5.50. It's going to $7.50. But if you have to go to a mom and pop shop, you support local, oh, that bitch might be $800, $850. Because for those who aren't aware, the backbone of America, the mom and pop shops, any genre of business, it's harder to get manufacturing. It's harder to get deals in bulk because they don't have as much capital as a Walmart. So because they're ordering in smaller quantities, they might get upcharged, because usually when you sell wholesale, they'll charge you less because you're buying more. That's exactly what the whole Costco, Sam's Club business market, business thing is, or business plan. Big box period. So this is the recommended price. There's no guarantee. And as we slowly but surely ride into year 6 of the PlayStation's life, the PS4 niggas are still being left behind. I'm gonna be honest. When COVID was peaking, I gave y'all a pass. That was real. It was hard for me to get a PS5. That was real. The scalpers were going crazy. There was a chip shortage going on. But y'all have had about 3 years to get a job. Save $20 a month. You could have did it. You didn't. You didn't. You couldn't save $500 in 5 years. And now these stores are asking you to save $550. And $50 for a PS4, nigga, that's a 2K bill. I don't know if they could do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a declaration, since I am now the Paul Revere of gaming. Just go ahead and start saving up for the PlayStation 6, guys, so you can be there day one. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna make it. I don't know. Just stick on your PS4. Play some Fortnite Season 2, because you know you haven't gotten an update in a while. Hang out at Tomato Town. You know, hop back on Warzone with the Nicki Minaj skin. I don't think you guys are gonna make it. They're saying they're targeting 2027, 2028, one of those years for the PlayStation 6 and the new Xbox. So you got about 2 years to save up. You got about 2 years. Because I'm going to be honest, for a struggling PS4 nigga, I would hate for you guys to save up that $550, that's $750, $800 with tax, because you need a gaming controller. Just for a year and a half later, the PlayStation 6 to come out. Oh, I would be devastated. Oh. It's too late. So just save for the PlayStation 6 because I don't want the morale in your home to go down, you know? I don't want you guys to feel bad about anything. So you've been warned. The PlayStation 6 is coming. Don't worry, 2K is not going anywhere because we know these niggas is not going to stop buying VC. Ronnie's going to get a new wig and you'll be able to play with that wig in 8K. You'll still have a 720p monitor running on 30 hertz, but you can pretend like it's 8K. You've been warned. You've been fucking warned. And you know the worst part is, before we wrap this up, not only is the price of the PS5 going up, oh Lord, oh, where's the Minish Cap Mafia? The Minish Cap Mafia delegation, come to the front. If you didn't secure a Switch 2, it's about to get harder. The Switch 2 could get more expensive in 2026, according to analysts. In the wake of Sony's announcement about rising PS5 prices, analyst Daniel Lamont has said Nintendo could potentially follow suit and hike the price of the Switch 2, due in part to tariffs. Ahmad said Nintendo explored the possibility of raising prices on the Switch 2 earlier this year when tariffs for Vietnam, where some of the consoles are produced, are at 10%. The tariff rate for Vietnam is now 20%, and this is definitely going to impact how much money Nintendo makes. And I know it's impacting Nintendo because, fun fact, this is not financial advice, but I have money in Nintendo. I'm invested in them. In the past 2 weeks, that stock has been, mind you, the Switch 2 is the fastest selling new console of all time. Not the best selling, but it is the fastest selling. It's off to a great start. Them stocks should be out of here. And there has been some growth, but it has stalled. This morning I woke up, my portfolio said, I said, oh no. It's not a coincidence the stock is fucking tanking when the tariffs hit. Them niggas is not gonna be able to make any profits because these taxes, these tariffs are eating into their profits. So guess who they're gonna pass it on to? You. That 450 console is about to be 500, 550, whatever the fuck they choose to charge. And the worst part is, this bitch can still barely hit 60 frames. And we know that because Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was announced for the Switch 2 to run at a resolution I've never heard of, 810p, 30 frames per second. So understand, it's not just the PS5, it's also the Switch. It's also going to be GPUs. Any piece of tech, your food's about to go up. All types of amenities and products are about to go up. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because shit's about to get rough. And before you get upset that you've been waiting 5 years and you were just about to get that PS5. Like, imagine being a PS4 nigga. You're running, and you're so close. The PS5, you've been saving up for 5 years. You've been mowing lawns, cutting grass, selling feet pics, and that PS5 is just within reach. And Trump says, I need $50 more. Niggas is on PS4 said, no! Suck it up, nigga. Go cut some more grass. How about that? Devastating day. Devastating day. Devastating day for the PS4 niggas, man. My dog was peeking around the corner. You okay, buddy? Hey. You judging me? I'm okay. I'm okay. You judging me? You're not in trouble. He's like, what is this nigga doing, bro? My dad is very weird. He's very weird. So, you've been warned. I've been warning you guys, jokes aside, I've been warning everybody for the better half of like a year. And now the shit's really about to hit. So just be aware, if you were trying to save up for one, you might have to save up a little bit more. Shit could get diabolical come Christmas season if you were looking to get into some gaming hardware, if you're looking to buy something for someone. Because I could see a world, because remember, in the article, it said that that's the recommended price. Come Christmas season, if there's not enough, if there's a supply shock, especially with the Switch 2, if there's a supply shock, meaning that there's high demand, but, you know, a low amount of volume to sell, and then you got the tariffs, them prices is going up. The PS5 should be at that $750, but I don't know. Black Friday finna be crazy. Them Black Friday sales, Black Friday, the PS5 should be $200, right? That bitch gonna be $500. And you know, and this is where I'm gonna leave it at. The funniest shit is Black Friday comes, the PS5 gonna go from $500 to $550. PS4 niggas gonna go buy it, and then they gonna hop on social media and brag about that. Yo, nigga, I just got a great deal. I got this shit on a Black Friday sale for $500, you broke ass niggas. So you paid the same exact price as me. Like, what kind of PS4 math is that? It's the fuck up, bro. I got a great deal. Like, that shit go feeling though. He really gonna try to argue with that one little PS4 earbud in the party chat. He really got a great, like, I really finessed Walmart. Like, I walked out, I had to get out of there quick, man, because I knew if they found out what I paid for this, everybody was gonna hate on me. Like, no, we're not. Shut the fuck up, bro. Yeah, and it came with GTA 5, the enhanced edition. We back in the T Grizzly server, bro. But it's enhanced T Grizzly. Let me look at this motherfucking Onimusha gameplay. Some Onimusha gameplay. Onimusha Way of the Sword is incredibly satisfying. According to GameStop, I believe this is a preview. Yeah, T Grizzly has 60 FPS, bro. Oh shit. Let's see what they talk about. Oh my goodness. Just get a PC or a Steam Deck at this point, bro. Fucking the PS5 Pro, $800. That bitch could be fucking $950, and niggas will still like, no. Be like, bro, just spend an extra $50 and get a gaming PC. No, that shit too expensive, bro. That's why I like consoles. This shit is only $950 with the tariff. It's not that bad, bro. There's no fucking convincing these people, bro. People gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
I got hands-on with the Onimusha Way of the Sword demo, and it was so good, I played it 6 times.
Oh, that's a bold claim. Hold up, chat. Let me turn this up. We got another heater?
Pry the controller out of my hands.
He said you had to pry the controller out of my hands.
So I played around 40 minutes of the game. The demo was about 15 minutes, but I did it over and over again and kept getting faster and faster.
Oh, it was a short demo.
Main takeaways. Number 1, it is not a Souls-like. Despite what might look like, it is not a Souls-like.
So y'all can stop bitching about it. Oh, these fucking Souls games. It's not a Souls games, guy. All right. Matter of fact, for all the people who hate Souls games, let me hit the button for you. There you go.
Number 2, the main character is modeled after Miyamoto Musashi, but his actual character model is based on Toshiro Mifune. Number 3, it brings back that satisfying gauntlet orb sucking in mechanic from the originals, and it feels real good. Number 4, it's got an in-depth swordplay system that is very, very deceiving. And number 5, it is constantly doing maths in the background to make the parries as realistic as possible. All right, let's get into it. Swordplay is the key to this game. It's the biggest part of this game. That's why it's called Way of the Sword. And what does that mean? It means that you've got very simple attacks like light
suck
attack
them orbs.
and heavy attack, but it's actually one-handed attack.
I really pray, because this camera's kind of weird. I really pray that there's there's not more than like 2 or 3 enemies on the screen at a time. Because and I said this in the other gameplay I've seen. What I'm identifying is I feel like the camera could be fucking annoying. It's very tight.
And two-handed attack. Where the depth really is, I found, was in the parry system. There are so many ways to parry an enemy. In fact, I think it tells you like about 2 or 3 of them, but there's around 6 or 7 that.
That's interesting. Multiple ways to parry. Does that mean like different buttons for like different techniques and you get like different animations? That's interesting.
As far as I know. The first type is a basic parry. You hit the block button at the right moment and you will parry an attack. However, there's an elevated version of that where if you do it at the very last second, you get a special parry, which also contributes to filling a gauge, which eventually powers up your actual sword attacks.
So they got a normal parry, and then if you hit it last second, a perfect parry, you get an Ultra Instinct sword. Yo, shout out to Blue Twitter. I kind of like that.
After that, there are these moves called the Isen moves, which they are more high-level techniques, which result in parries and counterattacks that are more specifically timed. One of them is a sword Isen attack, where you attack at the exact moment you're about to get hit, and instead of colliding, you get a flash animation where you instantly cut down the enemy. A second version of that
counter
of dodging at the very last second, which results in your character shifting out of the way and then doing an instant kill attack. So that is multiple different types of parry counter attacks, and it is so satisfying. There's other ways to also interact and counter enemies. If you're getting a projectile coming towards you, you can block it, but if you hold the block button and then press X, you can also hit the projectile back, which stuns the enemies. The enemies, when stunned, will stay in that stun state for a few seconds, long enough for you to run up to them, and from a distance, press an attack button and you will do this kind of sliding instant kill attack that is very satisfying. If you manage to stun multiple enemies, you can then go into that sliding instant kill attack and chain it into other ones. So think about the scenario where you go into like a enclosed environment, are surrounded by enemies, and you very quickly slice your way through a bunch of the enemies, build up their stun, and they're all stunned, and then you just chain from one to the other.
You can get saucy with it.
I chained from 1 enemies to a total of 4 and instantly killed them. And it just erupted in souls around me, which I pulled in through my gauntlet, and it powered me up. It was incredible. Fighting the normal enemies was exciting, but where it all came together was against Ganryu, the boss fight of the demo. And that is where you have to kind of put everything you know together and make sure that you're using it in the optimum ways. It kind of reminded me of the Genichiro fight from Sekiro. It's like a challenging your understanding of the game. But in that fight, Ganryu does a bunch of different attacks. He's much harder to stun. He'll also do like jumping attacks, which tests your dodge. It was tricky initially, but by the time I was done with my demo, I had the ability
to get the Akuma shadow when you do the perfect dodge too. I noticed you can parry everything. He's parrying the kicks, not just the sword.
To stand in the middle of the arena and not move. Just stay there and let him come to me. And the only thing I did was dodge. And after I dodged 5 or 6 times, I believe it is, it fills a bar.
This Onimusha QP.
Next time you dodge, you're able to execute a special attack, which does a whole chunk of damage.
See, I like that. That's one thing that's annoying to me about fucking Souls games, bro. Like what annoys, specifically I'm talking about Lies of P. Like the boss fight yesterday, when I was playing Lies of P, I had to parry like 12 times before I was like rewarded. This time he said this game he had to parry dodge like 5-6 times. And then because he did it perfectly, he did a shit ton of damage. That's how I feel like that's how a real fight would go. In a real fight, if you're constantly getting parried, you're either gonna be A, tired, or B, knocked the fuck out. I just don't understand. That's the one thing that be pissing me off about fucking Lies of P, man.
I got to the point where I was just standing in the middle of the room like a cool badass.
Like reward me for playing good.
Come to me, everything he did, I either parried or dodged, and I would just instantly cut him down. And it went from initially being a boss fight that took 5 minutes to a boss fight that took me about 2 minutes. And it was so cool. One of the more underrated aspects.
I ain't gonna hold you because it's rewarding you for mastering the mechanics. That makes me want to probably play the game on hard, knowing that I can do a shit ton of damage if I finesse the boss.
Onimusha Way of the Sword that people might not be picking up on is it's very gory. A lot of the attacks are animated in a way to really emphasize how sharp your blade is. So when you finish off an enemy, you slice them in two. And the game loves to play with that. It introduces enemies that are fun to cut up in different ways. One of them is these like weird floating blobby head things that they feel like balloons with water inside them, and actually they fire these projectiles which are like bubbles almost at you. But when you run up to them and cut them, it's like
that little sidestep is clean.
And they just kind of like sputter into death, and it is like really satisfying for it to happen. One of the other things that is really making all of this feel
Gives
so
you a little replay value so you can master it.
It's not like Devil May Cry where everything is like lightning fast, or Metal Gear Revengeance. Everything has a weight to it that ranges from the attacking to also the dodges. Your dodges have a kind of almost, they feel like they take a little while to get through the animation. So you have to kind of be careful with when you're dodging. And Musashi will do like this stumbling kind of dodge where it's not like he's doing a...
He said, chat, don't believe it. Gaming is dead.
Cool dodge. He's like shifting his weight, and you can feel like the weight is actually being shifted, and he'll like recover and compensate to get back on his feet. It has a very, very good grounded feel to it. And when you add that to the intricate...
I know JG happy.
You've got this game from an...
He never gonna shut up on the podcast.
That is so exciting. It looks like it's gonna have a lot of depth. And they said that there's plenty more to be layered on top of it. And it's gonna be a very challenging game too. So Onimusha Way of the Sword has shot up on my keep an eye on these games list to near the very top. I'm so excited to play more.
Yeah, I feel like his preview just shot up. This game shot up the list for me too. Like I was keeping my eye on it. I was probably gonna play it the way JG gassed it up, but I never played Onimusha before. But like the way he explained everything, like yeah, this shot up the list for me. This is definitely like a day one cop. Gaming is dead though, guys. Gaming is dead. There's nothing to play. 2026 is gonna be another great year.
I think it's safe to say that video games have come a long way.
JG watched this with the lights turned off and a candle lit, his hoodie up and shit. That's a W. What did you link? Plump, what did you link? Bioshock 4 has been internally delayed from 2026 to 2027 due to a significant setback. Approximately 80 developers, which represents 1/3 of the team, were laid off by Cloud Chamber. Rod Ferguson will now lead the project. Source Bloomberg. It's funny because we just covered this yesterday, talking about how they got a new director with Ferguson, but I didn't know about the layoffs, and then the game has been fucking delayed. That's unfortunate for the Bioshock people. That is unfortunate. That shit never coming out, bro. And like the more they delay it, the more hype that's gonna be for it. It's like I don't know if they can live up to the hype because Bioshock's a big IP. There's gonna be high expectations for the story. JG sipping wine right now. Good. In other news, Silent Hill F isn't a Souls-like, and its developers wish you would stop saying that. Trying to define what constitutes a Souls-like is like attempting to comprehend the inside of a black hole. Onimusha is my childhood dog. Welcome to the stream, old dog. It's the steep difficulty. No, wait. It's the punishing consequences of death. That's not quite right either. Maybe it's the stamina bar. Maybe it's all those things. Maybe it's none of them. First of all, who the fuck said this game was a Souls-like? After the last round of Silent Hill F previews went out earlier this month, series fans quickly began affixing the monikers born from Software's unforgiving RPGs to Neo Bard's upcomer. As game director AI Yang tells Lauren at Gamescom, the studio really wants people to stop thinking it's a fucking Souls-like. It might not be a Souls-like game, but Silent Hill F is more than heavy enough on the soul. Its Steam content warning is as long as shopping list for a family of 10, reeling off harrowing theme after harrowing theme. Hanako's spooky jaunt through the 1960s, I don't know how to pronounce that, is not for the lighthearted, and her struggle for survival is best expressed through F's combat. The combat was very slow and janky. From what we've seen so far, Neo Bard's paying close attention to Hanako's capabilities as a meek teenager and designing around it. Each labored swing of the pipe deals a slow but hefty blow, while she's far more comfortable with smaller weapons like knives. Silent Hill F also iterates on what we saw in Bluebird's Silent Hill 2 remake, adding countering attack potential and timed dodging to her arsenal. There's even a focus bar that lets her use a more powerful attack, among others. All this compounded with resource management in the form of stamina and tricky bouts have led some to believe F is more of a Sekiro than Silent Hill. Oh, I didn't know all that was in there. I'm not gonna lie, the way that's described, that does sound kind of Soulsy. That's why people are thinking that. After going hands-on with it at Gamescom, Lauren asked if there's anything remotely Soulsy inspiring the game's combat system. Yang gets straight to the point. The first thing I want to point out is that I think the term Souls-like is being thrown around too much. Everyone's just using it to refer to everything that has a dodge and uses stamina. But if we really look at it, a lot of action games had these elements for a very long time. Even going back to Silent Hill 3, that shit had a fucking dodge and stamina in it. Just because it has a couple of these things and harder boss fights doesn't mean it's automatically a Souls game, and I think the online community should shut the fuck up. So I want to reiterate, that we're going towards an action base, not a Souls-like, nigga. I do gotta ask though. Shout to Waka Flocka Game with the fucking sub. I do gotta ask, yo, why is this nigga so mad, bro? That shit is so fucking funny to me. Like, y'all niggas better stop calling my shit a Souls game. Oh, that nigga just sitting in the studio steaming out his fucking ears and shit. Imagine if he really said that shit. Fucking chill. Let me look at the gameplay again. That's fucking funny because it's annoying. I feel that. What's up, buddy? I gotta look at this gameplay again.
I shall save your souls.
What a gameplay. Yeah, like this is not Soulsy at all. This is traditional horror, the slow pacing, the atmosphere. Yeah, like this is not a Souls. Like the way she's moving, because you're playing as a little girl, and it looks like it looks like a non-battle tested child. That's what it looks like. It's much more slower pace, and then you got the horrific. I can see when described, it sounds Soulsy, but then when you watch it, it looks like a horror game. It looks like a horror game, and I haven't even played this shit. That's fucking funny though. Get off my fucking game's dick, nigga. Oh, you know what? I don't think I saved the 2K trailer. I forgot about that shit. We could watch that too. Yeah, I forgot to save that shit. Whoops. That's how irrelevant it was. Let's see. NBA 2K. I know the My Career. I think it's My Career trailer drop. Yarn. I saw it in the related. I didn't say that shit. Florence Poe will reportedly return as Yelena in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Excuse me. I know Marvel is feeling the heat of the last few of their movies flopping. Because for those unaware, I liked the Thunderbolts. I did like that movie, but it didn't sell well. It didn't do financially well. And then Fantastic Four was a flop as well. First week it did really well, and then it dropped off 80% on ticket sales to the point where week 2 Superman took the #1 slot from it. So like Marvel movies have not been doing the best. And then you got Eyes of Wakanda, where they didn't even promote that shit. So I don't know how that's doing. You also got Ironheart, where people wanted that shit to fail. So I can tell Marvel's feeling the heat because they just been leaking info about all their projects to the point where like I wish they would stop. Like I would have wanted her showing up in the movie to be a surprise. This doesn't need to be a tweet. The same way there's been a lot of Doomsday, whatever the next Avengers shit is. I've seen so many leaks on Twitter. Also, I've seen half of the new Spider-Man movie. This one, Brand New Day. If you don't stay off TikTok, I have seen half of this movie already on TikTok. They're shooting it right now in New York, and like people who are not standbys, but like, you know, people who are it's New York City, right? People have to go to and from work. People who are just living their lives, they're on the sidelines filming the shit, and then they're posting it onto social media to the point where like I'm like, all right, are these really random people on the street filming? Because every single shot, it's fucking Spider-Man wave. Hey, Tom Holland waving and shit. I'm like, is this real? I've seen full-blown scenes. This nigga jumping through explosions out of buildings on the fucking zip line and shit like that. I can tell you right now, there will be a chase tank scene downtown New York with explosions in a building. I've seen the whole thing on fucking TikTok. And I'm like, all right, bro. Marvel's just posting this shit because they trying to get people excited. Allegedly, not allegedly. That shit is dead ass on there. So it's just, he says spoilers, lol. I seen the tank scene as well. Exactly. I seen multiple scenes from that shoot that day. It makes me feel like Marvel's doing this stuff on purpose because they're feeling the heat from DC and like maybe the sales aren't where they need to be. Let stuff be a surprise. Let stuff be a surprise. Nah, I'm not posting that because some people don't want